everybody, welcome. Today we're going to work on a little practice for wrist and shoulder pain, which a lot of us are experiencing, and particularly I am now working from home, spending a lot of time on the computer, so my wrists and my shoulders have been hurting me quite a bit, and I've honestly been spending a lot of time with my shoulders kind of rounded forward, which is no good for our shoulders. The reason that I chose to do both practices in one, your wrists and your shoulders are really connected. So I am a sufferer of carpal tunnel syndrome. Yoga has really helped that. But when I do have a flare up, I don't have pain just in my wrist. It goes all the way up to my shoulder and kind of into my collarbone. So we're going to work on stretching that out a little bit today. So I'll ask you to find a comfortable seat and whatever that means to you. So when I say comfortable seat, it means what space can you sit up nice and tall in. So if your legs can't cross, that's fine. Just find a spot where you can kind of rest and lift up through the crown of your head. And just kind of settle in. Your eyes may or may not float closed depending on your level of comfort, your level of anxiety. And I would love for you to just start to connect to some nice deep breath. And just set a little bit of intention, especially when we're working with these joints and these spaces that might experience more pain or sensation, making sure not to push too hard. So if your eyes aren't already open, we'll open them now. And staying lifted nice and tall, I'm just going to release the hands at heart center and just open up through the arms. So about cactus arms if you can. Pull your shoulders back and down. Keep your elbows just a little higher than your shoulders and feel how already we're kind of increasing some mobility here. And you're just going to spread your fingertips as wide as possible. So as much space between each finger as possible, wide across your hands, and feel that activation. And then really, really slowly, you're going to curl into a fist as slow as you possibly can. And then really slowly open the fist back up. Keeping the shoulders back, keeping the elbows high. And then slowly curling into a bear claw. So you're just curling at the knuckles. And then opening all the way back up. And then curling all the way into a fist. Nice tight fist. Inhale, open the palms. Exhale, make bear claw. Inhale, open. Exhale, fist. Open wide. Bear claw. Open. Fist. Keep it going as fast or as slow as you'd like. Open palm. Bear claw. Open palm. Fist. Nice. You can go really, really fast, try to build up some heat. You can go nice and slow. Keep the elbows high. Keep the shoulders pulling back and down. Take one more breath. Open the fingertips wide. And then release, shake it out. So first, just kind of shaking out like you've just washed your hands and there's no paper towels. Okay. Go a little faster, and then slow it down. And then we're gonna come fingertips forward, and almost like you're playing a piano, but like really badly. So like your wrists are hinges, and then speed it up. And slow it back down. Nice. So coming over now onto your hands and your knees, we'll find our tabletop shape and feel all of that heat, all of that activation in your wrists and your fingers. And I will always like to start with just a little bit of cat and cow, so we don't want to neglect the rest of our body. So just move nice and slow. And where I really want you to focus today in your cat and cow is the space between your shoulders. So as you roll into your cat pose, you're hollowing out the chest, hollowing the belly, pressing up this space between your shoulder blades. And then as you inhale into cow pose, that space drops down towards the earth. Good, couple more breaths. And then come on back to center. So a little bit of a tuck to your tailbone, a little bit of hugging in towards your spine with your belly. You're going to flip your fingertips out towards the edges of the mat. Keeping your wrists about in line with your shoulders if you can. Make sure you're not hyperextending your elbows. And then maybe a little side to side movement here, moving really slow. And then coming back to center, and you might stay right here if this feels like it's enough. You might flip your fingertips all the way in towards your knees. So middle finger pointing towards the kneecaps. And feel that deep stretch into the front of the carpals, into the wrists. So again, my elbows automatically hyperextend. We don't want to do that, so soften at the elbows a bit, bend the elbows. If you want to go further, we first just kind of gauge, and then maybe we sit back just a little bit at a time towards your feet. Nice, come on back to center. Flip your fingertips forward again. And then just a little shake or roll out one more time. Get some blood flow back into your fingies. Plant your left hand down. Reach your right fingertips up towards the sky. Feel the space across your collarbones. And not going for thread the needle just yet. We're first just going to make some big circles. So reach way back, down towards your feet, and then sweep the hand forward. We'll do that 2 more times. Reach back and sweep it forward. One more. And reach it all the way up. From there, we're going to bend the elbow. Take the right fingertips to tap the back of your left shoulder. And reach back up. 2 more times. Bend the elbow, tap the back of your shoulder, and reach. Last one, lightly tap back of the shoulder. And now stay here, hold the back of the shoulder, and bend the left elbow. So you're bringing your right arm, your right ear down to the ground, and then release the shoulder. Slide your left fingertips forward, finding thread the needle. So feeling into that nice space between your shoulder blades now, you're going to rock a little bit more weight forward. Stack your knees and your hips. Relax the entire face. You might play with going further here so the hands can come together. Or maybe that left hand comes around, goes towards the right thigh. And then slowly come on back. Left hand plants down, press. Reach the right fingertips back up. And release down. Left arm reaches up. And then same thing here, we're going to make those big circles. So reach down towards your feet, sweep it forward. 2 more. Exhale, reach, and sweep. Sweep it all the way up, reach. And then exhale, bend the elbow, tap the back now of your right shoulder. Reach back up. Bend the elbow, tap, and reach. Last one, lightly tap and hold. Come to bend the right elbow, land in your thread the needle. So let that left hand kind of flop out to the side. Right fingertips slide forward. Rock your weight forward. Knees and hips in line. So you can stay here. You can bring your hands together. So if you're bringing the hands together, that top hand, the right hand, kind of presses into the left hand. Or you might go around for the bind. Good, take a last deep breath here. Slowly release, right hand comes to press down, and we slide the left fingertips out, reach them up. And release it down. So walk your fingertips just a little further forward and spread the hands nice and wide. So we really want some activation here. This is really nice if you experience wrist pain in your downward dog or your plank pose. See if you can remember doing this. So your middle finger points towards the top of your mat, your hands spread nice and wide, about equal distance between each finger. Lift at the center of your hand, press down through the heel of your hand, press down through the pads of your fingers. Little outer rotation to your upper arms, elbows are softly bent. Then try a downward facing dog. Good, keeping all of that activation in the hands, and maybe you pedal out the legs a little bit. Nice, holding steady. Find that downward facing dog. Remember, you can bend your knees. Relax your head. And then let's walk our toes forward into our forward fold. A little half lift if you'd like. And let it go. Nice. Shake your head out. Yes. Shake your head out. No. A little side to side sway. And then let's roll up, one vertebrae stacking at a time. Nice and gentle to open all the way up. And once you get there, roll the shoulders out, big circles. Good. Pull those shoulder blades up, back and down. Find a nice strong mountain pose. Big toes together, heels slightly separate. Tuck the tailbone and hug your belly in towards your spine. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring your hands together at heart center. Inhale to reach forward and arch back, opening the chest. Feel free to separate your hands. Exhale, forward fold, arms to a T, bend the knees deep, ribs and thighs connect. Inhale, look forward, half lift, hands to shins. Exhale, plant the hands down, step your left foot back. Back knee comes down, come up to your fingertips. Look forward, maybe a little rocking into your hips to really open it up. Good, and then get that hand position again, right? So wide through the fingers, lift at the center of the palm, and hold that in your plank. So step the right foot back, get steady here, tuck your tailbone. Inhale. Exhale, bring the knees down. Bring the heart between your hands. Pull the elbows and the shoulders in. And slide onto your belly for low cobra. So hug the elbows in towards the ribs. There should be almost no weight in your hands. Eventually you might even lift the hands. And then press to downward facing dog. Good, left side, left foot steps forward. Right knee touches down. Help the foot there if you need to. And then that nice rocking again. And then feet together, top of the mat. Rise all the way up. Good, hands together, arch back. And then floating right back down, forward fold. Good, half lift to look forward, hands to shins. Plant the hands, right foot goes back now. Back knee down, sink into hips, look forward and up. Step back to your plank pose. Same hand position, right? Really active in the palms. Knees, chest, and chin. Cobra pose. Downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward, left knee down. Feet together, forward fold, let it go. Good, holding this forward fold. You're going to bend your knees just a little bit deeper. Melt your ribs into your thighs. So from here, we're going to take our hands to slide underneath our feet. So you want the toes to touch the creases of your wrists. So you lift one foot, slide the right hand under, lift the other foot, slide the left hand under, bend at the elbows, relax your upper body, relax your head. Good, depending on how you feel in your wrists, you might rock a little bit more weight into the balls of your feet, just be mindful. And then release, right hand, left hand, rise all the way up. Hands return to heart center. Take a deep breath. Good, let's reach the arms up overhead again. Fingertips touch. Exhale, forward fold. This time we're going to take the hands behind to interlace our fingers and let the knuckles start to fall overhead. So same as that first forward fold, you might rock a little more weight into the balls of your feet. And you might separate the heels of your hands, or you might keep them together depending on what your shoulders need. Good, relax your whole neck, relax your whole face. Take one more breath. Nice, release the hands down, frame the feet. And let's step our left foot back. So we'll first find a low lunge, taking a little bit of weight out of your wrists. So maybe you come up to your fingertips, and maybe you do some rocking. You keep your back knee lifted. Beautiful. Let's bring that back knee down and top a foot to the earth. We're going to reach the arms up overhead and grab opposite elbows. So softening into the hips, reaching the hips forward. We inhale, find some length. And exhale, arc the elbows to the right side. Good, feel some deep stretch into the shoulders, into the left side body. Good, come on back to center. Take the hands to interlace and press now off of your thigh. Good, take one more breath. Bring the hands down, frame the foot, and step it back to your tabletop. So your knees are in line with your hips again. Walk your fingertips a little further forward. Set it up, so fingers spread nice and wide. Gripping at the fingertips, gripping at the heel of the hand. Lift the center of the palm. Find downward facing dog. Good, feel some lightness in the hands. Take 2 big breaths here. Good, let's step the left foot forward. So if you need to, you might bring your knees down first and then kind of help it forward. Flatten your back foot. Reach the arms overhead, grab opposite elbows. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hinge left side now. So getting some length and space into the right side of your body and into that right shoulder. Good, come on back to center with the elbows. Interlace the fingers, press them off of the thigh. Just realizing that I forgot low lunge on this side, so we'll do that now. So let's release the hands down, dig the toes under, and lift the knee. How could I? It's a nice gentle rocking here. Maybe you stay up on your fingertips. Nice, bring the knee down, and now we go to tabletop again. Get that grip in your fingers, and lift the knees. Downward dog. So get the outer rotation in your upper arms, and if you're not sure what that means, you can take a quick peek at your screen, and I'll show you what that means. So when you come into downward facing dog, if you've already got it, you just stay there. You watch my shoulders. So this is an outer rotation. This is just kind of where we go normally. What we want to do is pull the shoulders away from the ears and rotate the upper arms out. Good, let's take one more breath there. We're going to rock forward to a plank. Come down to the knees. Come down to the chest and the chin. Slide forward onto your belly. Lift the heart for cobra pose. So press yourself just a little higher so that you can get your elbows underneath your shoulders, finding Sphinx pose. So your fingers are spreading out nice and wide, and we're pressing our weight into the hands, into the forearms, and into the elbows evenly. Tops of the feet press down hard. And we start to see if we can pull the heart forward. Shoulders back and down. Good, deep, slow breaths here. Final breath. Good, so push yourself up into this seal pose, kind of like a kickstand now with your hands. Move our blanket. And then reach over and grab your block or a pillow or anything else that you can rest your head on. So now from here, we're going to take our right arm, kind of like thread the needle, to go across. So threading through the left, and then the left arm goes across. So you're basically making this like bow tie shape in front of your heart center with the fingertips out to opposite sides. Now you can stay right here. I don't like to. I like to rest my head somewhere. So I'm going to pull my block in and bring my forehead down. So if you're not quite sure what that shape looks like, this. So your elbows start touching, and then you can always move your elbows further to opposite sides to open up even more. You might also play with pulling your elbows further away from your heart center versus closer to your heart center. Good, we're going to take 2 more breaths. And then release your head from the block. And come back to that seal pose. So coming up onto your palms. And now this time, your left arm goes through the right arm goes out in the front. So you're crossing again at your elbows in front of the heart center. Palms are face down. Our block might be there to rest our head on. So same thing, you might walk your fingertips further out. Just make sure you're not leaning off to one side or the other. The same thing, you can play with the elbows further away from your heart or closer to it. Let's take 2 more breaths. Good. Release your head from the block. Slowly slide the arms out. Come back to that kickstand, seal pose. And gently press your way up and back into a child's pose. So in this child's pose, you can stay right where you are if this is comfortable. I like a little extra opening into like this armpit area. You bring your elbows down to the ground. Relax your head down and bring your hands behind into a prayer. Good. Slowly release that. And gently make your way back to downward facing dog. Don't forget about that wrist grip. Take 1 big breath here. And walk your feet forward again. Little half lift. And fold. Now from there, we're going to come into our squat. So separate your feet to about max distance and turn the toes out very slightly. So a couple ways you might support yourself in your squat. I like to have a block underneath my butt. You might take a blanket with a little roll underneath your heels. That sometimes feels really good for tight hamstrings. Feet further apart is a little, I don't want to say easier, but a little more gentle. So let's bend the knees and kind of sink in. And if you need a little movement first, please feel free. Take your hands together at heart and press. Nice. So keeping the upper arms and the thighs kind of connected, pressing the upper arms into the thighs, you're just going to flip your fingertips down. And feel a difference in the wrists. Good, take 1 more breath. Slowly, slowly release. Bring the hands down behind you and gently kick the legs out. And you might give them a nice little shake. Good, so coming back to a comfortable seat, whatever that might mean to you, we'll find our last posture for our shoulders and for our wrists. So eagle arms. So reaching your fingertips directly out in front of you, you take your right arm underneath the left. So cross as much as you can and then bend at the elbows. Wrap so that the hands come to meet. Pull your shoulders back and down. Relax your face. Nice, and then you might stay here, or you might press your elbows away from your heart and lightly lift them. And then let's reverse it. So slowly unwind to reach the fingertips forward. Left under right. Bend the elbows and twist. So at first you might again try to wrap your shoulders back and down. You might press your elbows away from your heart and lift. Nice long neck, soft jaw. And slowly release. Good. Planting the hands down on your knees. Let's give the shoulders a couple nice big rolls. Up, back, and down. Just close the eyes, bring the hands again to heart center, and close your practice however you see fit.